The story of the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz is not just the story of a car. It is the story of an era, a dream, and a machine that defined what America believed luxury and power truly meant. This was the golden age of American automobiles, a time when Detroit's engineers and designers were not merely building cars but crafting rolling monuments to ambition, freedom, and technological pride. And at the very top of that magnificent pyramid stood one car above all others, the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz. The company behind this legend was General Motors Corporation, based in Detroit, Michigan, and their Cadillac division was already known worldwide as the standard of the world. But in 1959, they pushed that standard to an entirely new level that no one had ever seen before. The design of this car was the work of Chuck Jordan, one of the most gifted automotive stylists who ever lived. Jordan drew his inspiration not from the roads but from the skies. America in the late 1950s was absolutely obsessed with jet aircraft, rockets, and the promise of space travel. The Cold War had the nation looking upward, and Cadillac's designers decided that their cars should look like it belonged in that sky. The result was breathtaking, a massive two-door convertible that stretched an astonishing 225 inches in total length, sitting on a 130-inch wheelbase, with a width of over 80 inches. It weighed a massive 5,060 pounds, making it one of the heaviest and most imposing production cars ever built. But the most iconic and immediately recognizable feature of the 1959 Eldorado Biarritz was its tail fins, the tallest tail fins ever placed on a production automobile, standing 45 inches high and capped with twin bullet-shaped taillights that glowed like the afterburners of a jet fighter. These fins were not just a styling gimmick, they were a statement, a war cry in what the automotive press called the Fin Wars, a competition between American manufacturers to see who could build the most dramatic and futuristic-looking automobiles. Cadillac won that war decisively in 1959, and no one has ever really challenged them for that crown since. Running along the full length of the body was a distinctive C-shaped chrome trim that began at the front fenders, swept elegantly along the sides, and returned forward along the lower sills, giving the car a sense of motion even when it was standing perfectly still. The rear of the car featured an egg crate grille that echoed the design of the front grille, and the fuel filler cap was hidden behind a side hinge trim panel above the license plate, a small touch of elegance that summed up the entire philosophy of this automobile. The interior was equally magnificent. Stepping inside the Biarritz was like entering a luxury suite at the finest hotel in America. The cabin was dressed in rich leather and brushed aluminum, with a wide instrument cluster featuring a linear speedometer directly in front of the driver. Air conditioning controls sat to the left, heater levers to the right of the steering column, and the soft convertible top was power-operated, meaning it retracted at the press of a button, slowly and theatrically, as if giving the world enough time to watch whoever was behind the wheel. Standard equipment on the Eldorado Biarritz included power brakes, power steering, automatic transmission, power windows, a 6-way power front seat, fog lamps, air suspension, electric door locks, a radio with a rear speaker, power vent windows, and whitewall tires. Wikipedia, features that most other cars of the era did not offer even as expensive options. Now let us talk about the heart of this magnificent machine, the engine. Power was provided by the top Q code 390 cubic inch V8, which delivered 345 horsepower with a trio of 2-barrel carburetors, teamed with a 4-speed Hydra-Motich drive automatic transmission. Supercars.net, the engine produced torque figures of 590 Nm at 3,400 revolutions per minute, and the car was capable of reaching a top speed of 185 km per hour. Carfolio, this was not just performance for the sake of numbers, this was smooth, effortless, unstoppable power delivered in the most refined way imaginable, the way only a Cadillac could do it. The engine displaced 6.4 liters, and in an era when most Americans were driving cars with far less sophisticated machinery, this was an engineering achievement that commanded genuine respect. The year 1959 also saw the appearance of gas-filled shock absorbers and cruise control for the first time on a production Cadillac, General Motors making the Biarritz not just the most beautiful car on the road but also one of the most technologically advanced. Now, let us talk about the original price of this extraordinary automobile. The 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz carried a staggering base price of $7,401, at a time when the average American worker earned only $4,965 per year. Concept cars, to put that in perspective, most popular American cars of that time like the Chevrolet Bel Air cost around $2,000. The Biarritz cost nearly 4 times that amount, making it an exclusive possession available only to the truly wealthy, celebrities, businessmen, politicians, and the elite of American society. Production was deliberately kept modest, with only 1,320 Biarritz convertibles built, ensuring that exclusivity was maintained and that owning one meant belonging to an extremely small and privileged group. Concept cars. This car was not just transportation, it was a symbol of status, power, and arrival. Now comes the question that every collector and automobile enthusiast wants to know: what is the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz worth today? The answer is extraordinary. Because not many Eldorado Biarritz models hit auctions, the available ones can reach even more than $400,000. Hot cars. In fact, the record price paid at public auction for one of these cars reached $415,000 on Bring a Trailer, beating the previous record by $25,000. Hagerty. More recently, in September 2025, a 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz sold for $286,000 at the Meckham auction. Concept cars. Even cars in rough or unrestored condition, like the barn find example you see in this image, sitting quietly in the dust with its original red paint oxidized and worn by decades of sleep, are worth tens of thousands of dollars as a starting point, with fully restored examples routinely commanding $150,000 to over $400,000 depending on condition, color, and provenance. The car in this image tells its own silent story, a 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz that was once the pride of someone's life, parked away in a barn, forgotten by time but never truly lost. Its massive tail fins still reach proudly toward the rafters. Its long red body still speaks of the glamour it once carried down open American highways. This is a car that deserves to be found, restored, and returned to the world, because machines like this are not just automobiles, they are history on four wheels. The 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz remains one of the greatest American cars ever built, a product of General Motors at their absolute creative and engineering peak, a car that captured the dreams of an entire generation and placed them on the road for the world to see. If you love stories like this one, if you enjoy the history and the hidden secrets behind legendary machines, then please like this video, share it with every automobile enthusiast you know, and subscribe to our channel, CarPoint and History, where we bring you the most incredible stories from the world of classic and legendary automobiles. Your support means everything to us, and together, we will keep these amazing stories alive for generations to come. Designer: Chuck Jordan. Body style: two-door convertible. Production year: 1959. Total units built: 1,320 only. Gear engine detail. Spec. Detail. Engine type: V8 OHV overhead valve. Displacement: 390 cu in 6.4 liter. Horsepower: 345 HP at 4,800 RPM. Torque: 435 pound-feet, 590 Newton-meters, at 3,400 RPM. Carburetor: triple two-barrel carburetors. Transmission: 4-speed Hydra-Matic automatic. Drive: rear-wheel drive RWD. Top speed: 185 km per hour, 115 miles per hour. Fuel pump mileage, fuel economy. City: 8 to 10 km per liter. Highway: 11 to 13 km per liter. Average: approximately 9 to 10 km per liter. Warning: YEK 5060 pound Key Bari Car T, Isli Fuel Economy Bohat Cam T, Performance Hour Luxury Priority T, Mileage Nahi. Triangle ruler dimensions. Spec. Detail. Total length: 225 inches, 5,715 millimeters. Width: 80.2 inches, 2,037 millimeters. Height: 54.5 inches, 1,384 millimeters. Wheelbase: 130 inches, 3,302 millimeters. Weight: 5,060 pounds, 2,295 kilograms. Tires: 8.20 x 15 whitewall. Chair interior parts detail. Seating and comfort. Seats: genuine leather upholstery. Front seat: 6-way power adjustable seat. Bucket seat option. Available, no extra cost. Headliner: soft cloth premium lining. Dashboard and controls. Instrument cluster. Wide panel with linear speedometer. Steering wheel: large chrome trimmed wheel. AC controls: left side of steering column. Heater controls: right side of steering column. Gear selector: column mounted automatic shifter. Technology and features: convertible top. Power operated canvas roof automatic. Windows: Power windows all. Vent windows. Power vent windows. Door locks. Electric power door locks. Radio. AM radio with rear speaker plus power antenna. Vanity mirror. Included. Outside mirror. Remote control rearview mirror. Trunk. Remote control deck lid, trunk opener. Car exterior parts detail. Body and styling. Tail fins. Tallest ever on a production car, 45 inches high. Taillights. Twin bullet-shaped dual taillights. Chrome trim. Full-length C-shaped chrome molding. Front grille. Jewel-like egg crate pattern. Rear grille. Matching egg crate design. Fuel cap. Hidden behind side hinge trim panel. Hood ornaments. Twin chrome ornaments. Rocker panel. Broad chrome sill molding. Lights. Headlights. Dual headlamps front. Fog lamps. Standard equipment. Backup lamps. Dual rear backup lights. License frames. Chrome license frames. Hammer and wrench suspension and brakes. Part. Detail. Front suspension. Independent coil spring. Rear suspension. Air-assisted suspension standard. Shock absorbers. Gas-filled new in 1959. Brakes. Power-assisted drum brakes, finned rear drums. Steering. Power steering, standard. Frame. X-frame construction. Money bag price detail. Era. Price. Original price 1959. $7,401 USD. 1959 average US salary. $4,965 per year. Today, restored. $150,000 minus $415,000 plus USD. Today, barn find, rough. $30,000 minus $80,000 USD. Auction record. $415,000 USD, bring a trailer. Star special features 1959 first time ever. Checkmark gas-filled shock absorbers, first time on Cadillac. Checkmark cruise control, first time on production Cadillac.